Guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is my birthday month, by the way. It's real turn over here, okay? Frontal lobe has been developed for a year now. It's about to be developed for 2 years. I'm so excited. I'm gonna turn 26, guys. I'm grown, fine and grown. Anyway, today's topic is, I think, something that's gonna be controversial, but honestly, guys, the title is completely clickbait. Like, I'm just joking. The black community isn't allowed to be upset. I've noticed, and I'm speaking for men and women. As black people, as a collective, we are never allowed to be upset about anything. Okay? It's more of this like, aw, cheer up. Why are you so sad? You know? What made me think about this topic? I think somebody was speaking about the repercussions of black people and the things that happen in history that now converts now into this generation, and it's just generational trauma being passed down. It lessens every generation, but it's still there nonetheless. And I think we fail to understand that the whole Malcolm X and Martin Luther King thing happened so recently. It actually wasn't that long ago that all of this took place, okay? And that a lot of peace treaty and all of this stuff was just recently brought into like society very early on. There's some countries that just got their freedom, and we're sitting here celebrating 52 years of independency. 52? What? And so now, because I'm in Europe, but I see it a lot of the time where black people aren't allowed to bathe in how things have made them upset, right? When the Jews went through the Holocaust, we gave them a memorial. There's like a whole city in Germany that dedicated to them, mind you. There's books, there's history on it. Nobody has ever told a Jew the Holocaust was light work. Nobody has ever told the Jews that the Holocaust was light work, okay? But for some odd reason, when we tap into the black community and we speak about how slavery has done so much damage and how the whole concept of the house slave and the field slave and the has done so much damage to the black community, and how we deem that the lighter skin tone we are, the closer that we are to white people, the better. The more eloquent that you speak, the faster you are categorized as a wannabe white folk. There's so many calibers. And so then when somebody really gets to the niche of it and go, oh, okay, well, this is really stemming from this product. And I think if we don't acknowledge that this has happened to us, which is leading for us to do that, we can never heal. And then you'll hear commotion from the back. The Caucasians will tell you that you guys just need to forget about it. And it's not that big of a deal. And move past it. And just move on. And just... Are you aware that everything around you most likely would have not been built had your people not imported our people to your people? Right. Okay. So now that we got that, I've noticed that black men aren't allowed to bathe in any emotions because, again, we, as the black community, have always looked at black men as pillars. But if you look at what happened in the 1980s, 1970s, where polices were actually targeting black men specifically to the point that no black man or black figure were in households, okay, you understand that the diminishing of a black man in the community went down drastically, right? To the point that women had to step up and be the strong black women, okay? The man of the community, okay? And so now it leads us with two things. You have men that are highly frustrated with emotions that they don't know where they come from. They're angry. But again, anger is just a facade for a deeper emotion. And we're not getting to the nitty gritty. And a lot of the times you see it, like, men like to suffer in silence. And I think that is one of the worst criterias, and I really hate seeing it happen, is that a man will go through a lot of trials and tribulation by themselves. They won't talk about it in fear that it will be thrown back in their face. Because again, when women took the role of men, they became angry black women because in quotation, the angry black women label is just tired women. So you have these tired women, they don't know where to place this frustration on, and so they pointed it at the black man, like, it's you're the reason why I'm so tired, da 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 da. Do you understand the conflict where it's like we're not getting through anybody because we both have these criterias that are not being met and nobody is trying to hear any of us. Now, again, me making this video, I'm not at all saying that white people should be the one fixing this issue. I don't think so. I really do think that this is one of those things where I think we need to create awareness before we can even make anything happen. This is something that is completely in denial right now. It's just slowly kind of creeping out in this generation that men needs to be heard and women need to be heard. And why is it that we keep on repeating this vicious cycle of hurt man, hurt women, and hurt women, hurt man? It's not logical. Again, I think it really derives from the fact that the black community is never allowed to be upset. We don't let, or other races and even us amongst ourselves, don't even let another person bathe in emotions. What made me think of this topic? I live with a housemate, and he is a black man. And I think there was a time where we got into it, and I remember I was kind of brushing off the fact that he was highly upset about something. And then we got into it. And he goes, it's almost as if you don't think I'm human. And then it clicked. And actually, I don't. And that's one of the biggest problems, is that a lot of the things in my life when I've dealt with men is that I always kind of erase that emotional part. I just recently, and when I say recently, I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, came to the realization that men have feelings. And I know that sounds crazy said out loud, but I was talking in a romantical aspect, like, you know how women kind of like want to be around their man all the time, and we always want to text them, and we're so obsessed with them, and we love how they look, and we're just so in awe and in admiration about our partner. I genuinely thought that that's just stopped with women, and men just didn't conceive these emotions, because in my household, my brothers and my dad never kind of showed softer emotion, what we would categorize as feminine emotion. So in my head, it was always categorized as, oh, they just don't care. You know, they just don't care. Like, don't ever think that a man is going to have feelings. And da, 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 da. It wasn't until my first relationship where I constantly kept hearing him say, like, oh my God, I miss you, and I love you so much, and I think you're so beautiful, and da, da, da. And in my whole, I thought that was complete theatricals. I was like, you don't have to lie, okay? It's okay. Like, I know what you're made of. If somebody were to tell me why I was such in denial, I don't know. But when the realization came to me, it was revelation. And I remember I kept on repeating it to everybody, and everyone was looking at me like, duh. But I don't know, maybe it's not clicking in your head. What the revelation I just made is that men have feelings. Is that men actually have feelings. Like, these are human beings as well. And so I got so caught up in my own emotions that I would completely shut off the person across from me, thinking like, oh, this is an emotionless individual, which again, I'm not saying is right, because I've grown. Again, my frontal lobe has developed. This was almost 5 years ago, guys, so not too much in the comments about me. But I do think that really stems from the fact that we just never have let people in the black community just bathe in emotion. Again, all of these are examples that I got from my own household. Like, if my brothers got in trouble, they couldn't be mad for longer than 30 minutes. Like, snap out of it, come back, be a regular human being, and just get back to work. It doesn't matter if you're upset. Like, you better put on a smile and act like everything is okay. And I kind of reacted like this to my own emotions, where I would just dismiss how I would feel and I would move past it super fast. But it wasn't as bad as my brothers. And they would do it with such a quickness where it's like something could happen, they'll just get a ass whooping or something like that, and they would just snap out of it and then just go right back to acting like everything was normal. Nothing is normal, honey. You just got your ass beat. That's not okay. But because of seeing those examples, I've always considered like, dog, like, come on now. Niggas don't have feelings. It's false. And honestly, now coming to this topic is like, again, because as us in the Black community, we actually never let ourselves bathe in certain emotions, especially the negative ones. We never let people bathe in emotion. Can you believe that there was a trend going back a couple of years back that when men had fun in the club, it was considered cringe? What are you supposed to do in the club? What are you supposed to do in a club but have fun? Like, what do you mean it's cringe? What are we supposed to do? It's like we kind of just remove these emotions. And I think this is how other races see us, is like we're just NPCs and we just don't bathe in any emotion. We're just robots, basically. And so, yeah. That was my thought for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this YouTube channel and to this video, as you guys do always. I really much appreciate every single one of your support. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to someone that you feel like should hear it. And if that person is you, then share it to yourself. I am so happy that you guys stayed all the way to the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, my loves.